Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. Please help me because I don't know what to do. Advice. I recently got engaged to a woman I dearly love. There's a guy from her childhood that she's been in love since she's a child. He is what you can call a FCK boy and a player. A couple of years back they were together as a couple, even though she says they were not a couple. Her mom and her two best friends told me they were a couple. I always had a sixth sense about this guy, that he wasn't fully out of her life even though he knows she's with me and she says they don't speak. I have never prohibited her to speak with anyone. So recently we had a trip for Christmas and New Year. I had to return to our hometown before her because work, and she stayed one more week with her parents while I was away at home working. We've been having issues in our relationship because we are barely having intimacy because of many reasons, and they sound to me more like excuses from her. Her parents are visiting, she's tired, she has to work next day, her son in bed with us and a few others, and also she says she's mad in love with my physical, and I feel like that's a lie. I always compliment her with words, advice, gifts and other stuff. I have never made her feel like she's not important, and she knows the password of my social media, and I don't have a password on my phone so she can enter whenever she needs to because I have nothing to hide. I don't have side chicks because I'm coming from a relationship in which I was cheated on when I was far away on drill. The 31st of December my fiancée went out with her son and a friend to a town activity for kids, and her girlfriend posted the pictures on her social media. The guy saw the pictures and got in contact with my fiancée. My fiancé told me he called her and that they spoke for a very long time trying to catch up, but I knew she didn't tell me everything. A few days ago she told me to grab her phone and do some stuff in it, and I saw they had a conversation in WhatsApp, and I went to read what they were talking about, and it was nothing out of the ordinary, but I then proceeded to enter my fiancé's chat with her two best friends. I know this is not right, but I knew there was more going on and that she wasn't telling me the truth. On the chat she uploaded a screenshot of her conversation with him that was erased from the chat she had with him. Also in this chat with her two best friends, one of the girls mentioned that my fiancé needs to find a way to close things up with this guy and that she recommends sex between both, and my fiancé agreed with this. My fiancé also mentioned she told this guy the same exact thing about having sex, but they needed to find the perfect time to do it. My fiancé doesn't know I know about this conversations, and I haven't had the chance to sit and speak with her about it. What would you guys do? Would you guys break up? Ask her for explanations? I apologize for the long story. You got recently engaged to a woman that you're not having sex with, isn't showing you that you're important, and is secretly meeting up with her ex and lying about it, while being counseled to have sex with her ex by her friends. Man, there are like a million reasons to break off the engagement here. So do that. I wouldn't even tell her why. Just say you aren't sexually compatible and you don't see it working in the long run. I would mention that just to humiliate her. Your fiancé has decided to have sex with someone else. At this point, it really doesn't even matter if she's gone through with it or not. You are engaged. This is when she should be the most dedicated to you, and this is what you're getting? It's not going to be any better after you're married, and she and her friends both know that closure is just a pretense. If they enjoy the sex, they'll keep having it. Start working on a separation plan, making a list of any wedding plans you need to cancel, figuring out living arrangements, etc. There's no point in confronting until you're ready to walk. It will only make it more difficult to get your ducks in a row. I know this sucks, but be happy you found out now rather than after you got married. If you marry her, she will cheat on you. I concur with this. She's a cheater at heart and you can't fix it. So much this. I know this hurts and she is horrible, but she certainly isn't going to get better. Like you/fragrant_spray said. This is when she should be the most dedicated to you. And yet she's making a plan to duck this guy? What? Her friends are just as awful. You know what they say about the company you keep. I would tell her family and then run. This, up pointing finger. Update since the last post. Story. The first post I wrote was I think 28 days ago, and I wanna give you guys an update. First of all, I wanna thank everyone who took the time to write to me on the post and took the time to write directly to my messages. I was supposed to speak with her on January 8th and confront her about the text between her and the ex. On January 7th I was on my way home from work and I took this 2-lane road because that is the route I always used to get home. Around 2:30 AM, 20 minutes away from home, some dude made an improper passing and crashed into me while I was driving my semi. The guy died instantly and I lost the semi because of the impact, and the semi got buried into a ditch. I lost consciousness and I woke up sometime later because a driver behind me and another person were calling me from my passenger door. I called 911 and the police as soon as I could, and after that you called my GF to let her know. She took 1 hour to do a 20-minute drive, and when she arrived she came to me in the ambulance, walked around to see the accident and went back in her car to make several phone calls. After 30 she told me she needed to use a restroom and took off, leaving me crying at the scene alone. Days later I found out she was talking to her ex instead of being with me when I needed her. Over the days after the crash she's been helping me with my injuries because I could not use my right leg due to the accident. My back and neck and right arm were also affected because of this, and my mental health due to the death of the driver was also affected. I'm taking therapy for my body and professional help to deal with this. Even I know my life is ducking amazing. I know you guys told me to dump her and I was going to hold on for a couple of weeks so I could get the help she's giving me, but after yesterday I'm not gonna wait. I kept digging just to find my GF and one of her best friends making fun of me about my looks. My GF telling her 2 best friends she didn't know if she could have the same thing she has with her ex with me. My GF telling her ex the problems we are having. Yesterday we took her son for therapy in another town, and on our way there she asked me what my psychologist told me, and I told her, my doctor asked me if you are willing to seek help to help the relationship, and she got so offended and started raising her voice at me, and ladies and gents, at that moment I told myself, duck the help she's giving you, get the duck out. On our way home, almost 30 minutes out, I told her about everything I found on her phone, and I told her that even though I love you, you don't love me, and I cannot fight against what you still feel for your ex, and that I need the ring back and that you can go duck the ex now. We got home, she took a shower with her son, and after that I took a shower and went to sleep. I will update again what happened after we went home. An ex is the #1 most common affair partner, and it isn't difficult to realize why. An ex can only be an ex, not a friend, not platonic, and never, ever a confidant. Their mutual history and experiences both in and out of the bedroom precludes there ever being anything else. When emotional intimacy, discussing old times, memories, shared secrets, and now your own relationship secrets, issues, arguments, is shared and new emotional bond begins forming, and sex is always on the table. And why not? They screwed her 1,000 times before, so one more for old time's sakes, and besides he used to hit just right, is easily possible. Trying to become friends with an ex is always delusional. Nothing at all can ever happen between them unless they cross the no contact barrier. It truly is that freaking simple. I cannot express how frequently over the years this very same issue pops up on these Reddit relationship subs. Truly, it is a peer-pressured, foolish, modern, socially constructed idea without merit at all. The instant that contact is made or received and kept in secret, the shit show has begun. It isn't showing maturity, security, or much else beyond inciting jealousy and controlling behavior over your unsuspecting partner. It isn't a matter of privacy, it instantly becomes a matter of detrimental secrecy. People seem to not have even a modicum of insight, nor more importantly foresight, into what their behaviors have begun creating. No brains, the whole body and relationship suffers. Truly. I do wish you luck. Never prioritize an opposite sex friend above your intimate relationship. Telling an intimate partner that if he or she doesn't accept your opposite sex friendship that you will break up with them, is not only lethal to the intimate relationship, it is akin to the emotional abuse used by narcissistic individuals when they engage in the abuse tactic of triangulation. Don't hide activities with your friend from your intimate partner. Lies of omission are lies, and when you start hiding your behavior from your partner, you are engaging in a form of deception that is aimed at controlling your partner's perception. Once you have made the choice to hide your behavior, you are already keenly aware that what you are doing is likely to harm the relationship. This type of behavior directly kills any bond of trust. If you take a weekend trip out of town with your opposite sex friend and neglect to tell your partner that your friend is with you, that is disrespectful and threatening behavior to the bond you have with your partner. Don't insist that your partner also be friends with your opposite sex friend. Your intimate partner has a right to choose who he or she wants to be friends with. If your partner doesn't want to spend time with your opposite sex friend, don't try to force this on them, or it will seriously backfire. Don't engage in flirtatious behavior with your friend in front of your intimate partner. Touching your opposite sex friend in a way that would generally be considered flirting behavior between two people who are sexually attracted to one another, or making jokes of a sexual nature, is directly disrespectful to your partner and akin to emotional abuse. For example, if your friend is laughing and leaning in to touch your arm or leg in an intimate way and you respond accordingly in front of a group of other people, you are creating a situation that is humiliating for your partner to be in. Don't form inappropriate opposite-sex friendships. If you are a 60-year-old man regularly texting and hanging out with a 30-year-old single woman that you are obviously attracted to, and calling this a friendship, the chances that your intimate partner will not find this disrespectful of your relationship is almost zero. Use the reasonable person test. If a reasonable person looking from the outside would question the relationship or think it was odd, then it is almost guaranteed that your partner will too. If you wouldn't like your partner doing it to you, don't do it to your partner. Don't call your intimate partner jealous or crazy. If your behavior with your opposite sex friend is being perceived by your partner as a threat to your intimate bond, then accept it for being exactly that. It is not your partner's problem to deal with. The intimate bond you have with your partner is being created between the two of you. If this bond is meaningful and worthwhile to you, then you must protect it. Sometimes protecting your relationship means giving up some of your own personal freedom or choice so that you build something that is greater than the sum of its parts. If you are unwilling to do this, then you don't deserve the relationship. Hi up, I'm sorry for what you are passing through, but at the end of the day, you managed it well. Now, you just need only to maintain yourself strong and kick her out. From this is not coming back. You deserve better. You deserve to be happy. Not spend a life, not a life because your relationship is doomed, with a cheater who has any respect for you. You know, leave a cheater, gain a life. Well, dude, you now know she has no loyalty to you. Her number one is AP, so there is only one thing for you to do, and that is kick her into touch and start that new life that you are due. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night. Wherever you are.